Hey y'all, it's Nay, and I'm back with another video. So I've learned this, and ever since I learned this, y'all, I have no problem doing this. Like at all. Like me going into separation with someone, I know how to do that easily. You feel me? And although I know how to do this easily, it might still hurt a bit because this may be someone that, I wanted a relationship with, or this may be someone that's a friend of mine or a family member. But sometimes God calls us into separation. And when you learn the reason why separation is needed, or when you learn how much or see how much separation helps a connection, you wouldn't have no problem when God is telling you to come up out of there. So, for the last couple of years, I've been, elevating in God and elevating in just in my spirituality. So, elevation comes growth and wisdom. So God has been giving me more wisdom to get through situations and to become a better woman and to handle things and to do everything that I'm telling him that I want to do. God has given me the wisdom to achieve my goals. So sometimes God will tell you that this person is for you. This person is meant to be in your life, but right now I need y'all in separation. And I know a lot of people will understand this, especially when it comes to kingdom marriages, twin flames, that whole type of vibe. If this is something that you've done research on and you can contest to, then yeah, but don't just start claiming people as, soulmates, twin flames, and kingdom marriage. No, that's the worst. But for people who know exactly who their kingdom spouse is, God has confirmed it, or you believe in twin flames and you know exactly who your twin is, right? You will understand why separation is important. And, at first when God was telling me these things, like it's time to separate, pull back, go ghost, ignore. I need you to pull back your energy. I need you to take your energy back. I need you to take your energy back. At first, it was a bit confusing because I was like, God, I'm trying to get this person to understand. Why would I pull back? Why would I pull back? And I know some people, you might question this as well, right? Because this could be like your first test. This could be the first test to see if you're able to disconnect, right? Because we learned that detachment is important when you're on this spiritual journey, because you shouldn't only be attached to God and you shouldn't even be attached to him. You feel me? We should be attached to nothing, to be honest, nothing of this world. So when you learn how important it is to detach, right? So you can lock in, you learn that, all right, I'm doing this. God has me doing this for a reason. And y'all, I can honestly say ever since or every time that God has told me to disconnect from a person or to just go, through that separation period, the person always comes back different, always comes back different. And I'm going to break this down to you right now. And I'm trying to do it as simple as I can. I like to make things simple because I feel like the world makes things hard. They make things more complicated. And God is very simple. And sometimes it really just be black and white. So when we're talking about men, right? And I'm a woman. And I know some men going to be like, oh, how are you going to speak about men and you're a woman? Because it's easier for me to see men because I am a woman. Just like it's easy for men to see women because they're a man. It's easy for you to see things when you're on the outside or when you're not it, right? So I'm not it. So I'm easy to speak on it, right? So since I'm not it and men is it, let's talk about men. I've learned over the years that in order for a man to really wake up or a man to really learn something or value something, it has to almost like slip out of his hands. It has to. It has to like damn near run out of his hands for him to get that, like, not anxiety, but for him to get that adrenaline, like it's time to be serious. Like a man has to almost lose something for them to realize if they even want it, if they'll be sad if it leaves or what, right? Sometimes a man really needs it in their face for them to really process things. So you pulling back and going into separation with a male, right? Maybe this is someone that you know is your kingdom spouse. Let's talk about kingdom marriages. Fuck it. We're here. So we're talking about a kingdom marriage. This is someone that God has told you this is your partner. You know it in your soul and your heart, this is your partner. You don't feel no type of way about anyone else but this person. And it's not like a lustful desire. No, it's more like a burning desire where it's more about being our better selves, right? Because kingdom marriages, they make you want to become your best self, right? So when you get into connection with your kingdom marriage, the goal and the point is for you guys to really pour into each other and be healed from all insecurities or doubts or whatever fear, so that you're aiming for the stars, right? You have someone there to back you up and support you. You have someone there to encourage you. You know what I'm saying? Whenever things go on in your life, obstacles, disappointment, sadness, whatever, you have a backbone, right? The man has his rib. He has someone he can lean on. He has someone that's his peace. He has someone that he can confide in and talk to. And that's the whole goal of a kingdom marriage. So before you get to that point, though, in a kingdom marriage, God might require you guys to go into separation. And some people be separated more than once. Listen, whatever God got to do to get you to understand some things, he's going to do it. So if one separation doesn't work, yes, he will do two. If the second separation doesn't work, he will do three. What I do know is when God wants something to go, it's going to go. What God makes, can't no man separate. So if it's going to take God 3, 4, 5 times in order for him to break the demonic attachment or whatever it is that's not letting you see clearly of who this relationship is, what it is, who this person is, he's going to do it. God got all the time. God has all the time. All right? He has all the time. So let's talk about the first separation. So you might have just realized who your kingdom spouse is, right? Let's talk about levels here. Let's talk about the different phases, right? So, and I don't want this message to be too long, so I'm going to try to soak it all in while I can. So, you know who your kingdom spouse is. You've had the conversation with them. You done told them, the revelation that you received, that, this is, you guys are meant, whatever, however way you did it. Maybe you poured out and told this person how much you loved and care about them. Maybe you guys, y'all finally had that one-on-one conversation. Maybe you seen this person in person and y'all had that chat and something sparked in you like never before. And you got to thinking and wondering, like, could it be? No, it can't be. Could it be? For real? Could it be? And you figured out that it was, right? Maybe you done went into prayer. You talked to God about it. And God told you, like, yeah, this is your person, but you guys are not ready for union yet. There's going to be a couple of separations that's going to take place before you guys can come into union. And now you're getting a little upset, right? You might be a little like confused. You like, I know this is my person. I love this person. Why am I not with this person? Why is God saying that we're going to have to go into separation and blah, blah, blah? Well, one, God doesn't want this relationship when it comes into union to be any type of separation. So God rather separate you guys now while y'all not in union, because he don't want no separations when y'all get into union. Okay? Can I get an amen, somebody? So God is going to take his time when he's building a relationship, because he want this relationship to stay. Okay? He want this relationship to be grown off of or built off of stone and not off sand. He wanted to be so secure that if wind come through, obstacles come through, whatever come through, you guys are still strong. You guys are still tough. You guys are still in the same, still in one composure. You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't mind these separations and tweaking and doing everything he has to do before you guys come into union for it, because he's trying to avoid the possibility of you guys separating while you're in union. So now you might be like, well, God, what is it that you need us to do? Because I don't really want to be in separation. I love this person. Because again, a lot of times when it comes to these kingdom spouse unions or twin flame unions, they give it a name where it's like a runner chaser. So say if you're the one that God has revealed who your person is, you can be considered the chaser, right? Because you know that this is your person. So now you're kind of chasing, in the chasing mentality where they're running because they don't fully know this, like, what it is. And honestly, the main thing too, though, is why God be saying, like, y'all going through separation is because the fact that they don't know. The fact that they don't know. Like, I don't know who could feel me right now, but the fact that your person doesn't believe you, or they're already confused, they don't take it seriously, or the fact that they just don't know says a lot. It says a lot. And this is why God needs to work on this person. This is why separation is needed, because the fact that they don't even know. They know they feel the connection towards you, right? But they don't know that it's deeper than this. They don't know that God actually has mates already planned and set out before you come to earth. They don't know that you guys are already destined to have a family, and this family is going to do great things, or your son is going to do great things, or your daughter is going to do great things. The fact that they're so like off when it comes to that be like the big enough red flag for me. And that be letting me know right there that this person does need some time. We need to separate. Because there's people that they don't believe. So if you don't believe already that this is something that can happen for you or in life, period, this is why separation is needed, because a lot of people need to restore their faith. God needs their faith to be restored. God needs them to believe in him again. People don't be wanting to admit it. They don't want to realize it, but you're confused. You're not going with the flow of things because you lost faith. You don't believe in it. You don't believe in the promise that God has for you. You don't believe that life can go good for you because you done got through so much darkness and you still getting through darkness. So you don't really see the light yet. You still trying to make it. You still trying to get through it, not noticing that there's light. If you keep going straight, there's light. If you focus on the goal, there's light, right? You can't be distracted by the outside. You got to focus on the plan. So when you hear, listen, y'all, when y'all hear it, say if God told you to reveal yourself to your partner and your partner gave you this kind of reaction, right? Where they don't really believe in God, or they don't believe in the promise, or now they're in a state where they don't want marriage, or they don't want a family, or they don't want to be in a commitment, or they just don't get it. This is why God is saying separation is needed, because sometimes, a lot of times, most times when it comes to these unions, the man or the woman, whoever is the runner, right? They don't be knowing God. Their faith has been gone, okay? The enemy has done so much to them where people get, they get lost. So you might even become confused because maybe you guys had plans, or you guys talked about this in the past to have a family or to be together. And now when it seems like on your end things are progressing so that you guys can be together, it's not progressing on their end. And now you see where they've lost faith. You see where they don't really believe in God how they used to believe in God, right? Now it becomes a whole situation. And this is why God needs us to go into these separations, because men don't usually know what they have until it's gone. So God will use you to come in to let it be known who it is, right? God will reveal you. God will take the veil off of you and let you say who you are. But because the veil is removed, it doesn't mean that people can really still see clearly, okay? They still are picturing you with the veil. They're still picturing you covered up, right? They haven't fully registered the fact of who you are. So this is why separation takes place. Now you done made it known who you are. Now you done tried to strengthen up their faith, right? Because the thing is, when it comes to kingdom unions, you want the person to be restored in their faith. You want this person to be a believer. That's the only way it's going to work, right? The marriage has to be good in God's sight. So you guys both have to believe in God, right? And it doesn't even mean that your person might not fully believe in God, but a lot of things might be changed because of the experiences and things that they have gone through in their life. They might not believe exactly what they believed 3 years ago, 5 years ago, because of the situations and circumstances that they have gone through in their lives, right? So this separation is needed because now a man can notice some things, right? And realize some things when you're not there. So God will put you on this journey where now that you've told your man who you was, and they might be shocked, they're freaking out. They kind of gave up that life. Some of these men gave up that type of lifestyle. They don't believe in it. They don't want it. Their hearts have been broken. They don't believe shit that a woman says. Society ain't making it better. Look around, look what's going on, So it's like God has to really restore them. And these men might look like they're normal and they're regular on the outside, but because of these conversations and when you say these things to them and how they react, this is how you're going to know that God needs to restore them. This is how you're going to know that this is a fight within the spiritual realm. This ain't got nothing to do with physically, because these men look the same physically, but spiritually and they're mentally they're fucked up. They're clueless. They're lost. They don't know what to do. They don't know whether to believe you or not to believe you. They don't know whether to believe you or condemn you. And this is like the phase 1 of separation. Because now they're thinking about things. Now things is coming in their thoughts, right? And now you might have told this person how you felt. You might have told this person what God showed you, because maybe God showed you, this relationship. Maybe God told you what it was. And now you're at the point where you're just like, okay, I'm going to let God do what he got to do. I'm separating. I'm moving forward. I'm moving away from this situation because I don't want to be stressed out, because you will be stressed. You will be stressed because you're sitting there trying to prove or show someone something and they don't believe. When someone doesn't believe in God, they will not believe that he's able to do all things. They won't believe it. So you sitting here trying to prove and get this person to understand you when the only way they're going to understand you is when you pull away. So now God has instructed for you to pull away. He might have had you open up your heart, tell this person how you feel, be apologetic, whatever might have happened in the past, right? So that this person has a clean slate to come back to, right? So you might be in a season where you're just pouring out your heart. You're apologizing. You're speaking life into this person, because again, the spirit of fear has really been operating in this person. So God really has you there on an assignment to refill this person's cup, right? To pour into this person's cup, to refill them with the Holy Spirit, to refill them with God, to refill them with the promise so that they can start to be hopeful again, right? So this is all that God has you doing at this time, is pouring into this person. And you might get the hang of it where you're liking this, because you're like, oh, this is going to be my husband anyway. I don't care. I'm going to pour into this person. You know what I'm saying? Devil be gone. We fighting against principalities and spirits. I rebuke this spirit in the name of Jesus. You start doing everything. You start pulling out the big dogs, because God has assigned you to do this. This is your assignment, to heal your kingdom spouse, to bring your kingdom spouse back to a God understanding, right? To get this person back on the right track, to get this person back thinking and being hopeful how they used to be. Because a lot of these spouses used to be very, very hopeful. But then, disappointment happened within friends, within family members, within finances, within careers, within all types of shit, right? And this person, their beliefs kind of got changed up a bit, right? So now God has you there doing it. So now you're pouring into this person, you're letting them know everything, and then it gets to a point where God tells you that's it. God says, remove yourself. And God will do this when he sees that you have done everything that you should do, when you have said everything that you should do, when you have reached out, when he asked you to reach out. Because listen, God speaks to us in all different ways. God might be signifying or telling you to reach out to someone in a different way than he tells me. The way we understand and speak to God is all different. So now God has instructed you to stop. No more reaching out to this person. No more spreading love to this person. No more nothing. Stop communication with this person because it's not actually doing what I needed to do yet because you're still here filling this person's cup. So as long as you're still here, the ego is still being fed. So now that you've said everything that I needed you to say and you cleared your part, I need you to pull back. So a lot of people at this time could be in their pulled back season where God has you pulled back. You already said everything you needed to say. It ain't nothing else for you to say to this partner. God has you pulled back because now guess what? It's time for your partner to really register everything that was said. People don't notice what is being said to them until you walk away from them and then they start to really process it because people don't want to show you that they processing things face to face. So they try to act like they listening or they hear you or they not really listening because they don't want to give you no reaction, right? And in the moment that you step away and those thoughts start to drop, you're going to see their facial expressions change because now they actually processing and thinking about what's happening. So a lot of you have been instructed to move away, pull away. And now this person is trying to figure out what is happening. The ego is not being fed anymore. They're not getting your cute messages. Maybe you were sending them good night messages, good morning messages, have a good day messages, uplifting them every day. God could have had you on this assignment where you were pouring into this person every day for a specific time. Now this person is realizing that they missed that because they're not getting that every day. Now this person is going through some type of withdrawal where they're recognizing what it is that is missing from their life. A lot of these men still decided to move forward, right? And if it's a man that's the chaser here and you're dealing with a runner, a lot of these women, they haven't realized. But they're realizing now that God has pushed you away from this person. Now they're realizing how much they actually like you. Because some of them didn't even realize how much they liked you. Some of them have tried so hard to not like you that they begin to believe it. So now they're realizing how much they do like you. Now they're realizing, damn, I don't like this girl. I love this girl. Fuck. Every time I'm thinking about her, it's like, when do I think about her? Every time. When do I think about her? Always. It's like this person is realizing, damn, I think I love her. When I wake up, I think about her. When I go to sleep, I think about her. When I'm on a break, I think about her. When I need peace in my life, I think about her. Now this person is thinking about what you brought to them. How you were very loving, right? Because God had you on assignment to show them who you are as a wife. So you were opening up to this person. You were being loving. You were being understanding. You were just being there. You was opening up in a way that they never experienced with anyone else. Sharing your darkest secrets. Really opening up. And you might feel, why would God have me doing all of this and this person is ignoring me? Or this person is no progress. I don't feel like we're moving forward. Why? Why did I just open up? This is a waste of fucking time. Because I know how people feel. I already know how people get. But understand that it's for a purpose. It ain't going in vain, babe. It ain't going in vain. When it comes to men don't realize like women do. Women, we could realize right then and there what's going on and what's presented to us. Men, sometimes they can't realize. They need extra time. They need you to pull away for them to think about it. You could be giving men all that they want right there to their face, and they will just sit there, act like they not processing it. They don't want to think about it. They will sit there and just look at you. Soon as you walk away, they processing everything. Men, it take them a little bit longer. It take men to it take men longer to do a lot of things. You know? Me, honestly, I feel like that's why God pushes men to be who they need to be, because women are just naturally more like that. Men really need to be taught how to do some things. Like a real life baby. And this is why God pushes men to be in these leadership positions, because if it was up to the world, the women will kindly do it. Women will definitely do it. They will step up to the plate and handle everything. I mean, we already bring life into the world. Trust me, women can do everything. God did this purposely to make men feel like men and to have them step up, right? Whew, that's a side note. So now you're in these separations with these kingdom spouses, and you might start to lose hope, divine feminine, because you done poured out your heart. This man ain't said a nothing. Some of y'all kingdom spouses ain't said a word. Some of them ain't said a word to you. And this has you in your mind a little bit about it, because it's not that you are mad that God told you to do. No, because this is a real kingdom marriage. So you know why God told you to do what you did. You don't feel bad about what God told you to do. You don't even feel bad that you opened up your heart and said what you had to say, because you really felt that shit. You feel like that's your husband. God done showed you that was your husband. So a lot of these women, actually, you don't feel bad about what you said. You just feel stagnant. You feel like, did it work? Are we progressing? That's really what it is. It's not that you feel sad or you feel like you should have never said what the fuck you said, because a lot of y'all meant what y'all said, right? God put y'all there and had y'all saying this shit for a reason. It's just that you waiting to see, did it work? Is there some progress? Does this person believe me? Okay, these people's mind has been so conditioned where they don't even believe what you say. Some of them don't even believe. They living in fear. The spirit of fear is operating in their whole everything. So, but now, when it comes to the separation, though, just understand that when men don't be knowing shit until they got some time away from it. So this separation was definitely needed. You pulling back, it shows how confident you are. It shows that I love you with all my heart. Yes, I know you're my husband. I'm very aware. I'm not stupid. I'm very conscious. But I do know what worth and effort looks like. And I know my worth, and I know what effort looks like, and you're not putting in no effort. So I'm going to continue to move forward. But I will be here to love you like they love the prodigal boy in the Bible. But I'm not about to be here still filling your ego. And that's what God made a lot of you guys to push through for, is because this person was loving everything that you were saying. It was filling them up. It was giving them joy, right? It was cleaning their spirit, but they didn't want to make no action upon it. That's like someone really loving everything that you're saying. You're really helping and encouraging them, but they're not giving you no insight. They're not telling you. They're not thanking you. They're not appreciative of what you're doing. This person was loving everything that you were doing, everything that you were saying to them, but they decided not to express it, not to make that clear. And this is why God pushed you away from this person. Because he needs to tell this person, listen, there's more where that came from, but you're going to step up and be a fucking man. You're going to be honest when it comes to my daughter. I'm not going to just have my daughter being the only one that's being clear here, that's apologizing here, that's talking to you, that's keeping the momentum going. You're going to speak up or something. So now, with this separation happening, is having these men in these deep stages of thought. A lot of these men are really being isolated at this time. And it's their own doing. Right? Because you pulled away. And this could be for some time now. This could be for some time. So now they're realizing that, yes, you love them, but you're going to continue to pour into yourself, and you got to move on with your life. Right? So now men they're realizing that. But then it's like they're also realizing what it is, what the connection is. Why? Because they're getting more about God. When you get to know God more, you start to think like him, right? And your morals and your values, everything is like him. You start to understand life and what we're doing here and what is the greatest gifts and jobs and stuff. Being a father is like one of the best jobs in the world. Being a mother is like one of the powerful, most important jobs in this whole earth. Okay? Being a parent is like one of the most important jobs ever on earth. Ever. And I can't wait to have that important job. Right? I can't wait to show God that I can handle that job. Right? But understand, it's some people that they forget what life is about. No, we're all striving to be Humans that love God, that stay away from sin as much as possible, that praise and worship God, that support our classmates, that support our colleagues, that support our husbands, that support our wives, that support our friends, family, right? This is all we're supposed to be doing as humans, is being there for one another, working as a team, using each other, but not misusing each other. You bring this, I bring this. You plant this, I plant this. Now we got all the vegetables in the world. You give me this, I give you this. Successful trades. When we learn that, we learn life. And a lot of these masculines, they forgot what life was about. A lot of them been struggling so long, they forgot what working as a team meant. A lot of them been settling for jobs. They forget what it feels like to chase after your dreams and goals and actually love what you're doing. But now, because you guys are in that separation and you done planted all the seeds that needed to be planted, now they're becoming back curious. And when they come back curious, now God is able to talk to them and deal with them. So you have done what you needed to do. This is a confirmation message to let someone know that you have done all that you needed to do in this situation. You have not failed. You've done it. Now it's up to him and God. Now God is building a new connection with this person, because this is someone who don't believe in God how they used to believe in God. And they might not even admit that to you. They might not want to say it to you, but their faith in God is not the same. All right. Maybe this is someone, you guys were together in the past, or because a lot of times kingdom spouse unions is people that you've already been with. That's the truth right there. Sometimes this be people that you might have already been with, or a twin flame situation where you already been with them and then it went through some separations. Like, here's a good example. The movie The Love and Basketball. Not The Love and Basketball. Why I just named it like that? And that's my favorite movie. Love and Basketball. That's definitely a kingdom spouse twin flame connection. And I'm going to break this down, and then this is how I'm going to end this conversation, right? So we see in Love and Basketball, they both had goals and plans, right? But we see that the woman was really the counted out one. She needed the most support, right? Monica needed the most support because all odds was against Monica. For her to be getting to the WNBA, it was just against her. They said she had an attitude problem whenever she expressed how she felt on the court. It was just all odds was always against her, right? She had a mom that didn't really speak up for herself, so she's watching that dynamic with her relationships. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to men, her mom not being able to live out her dreams and do what she want to do as a caterer because she got pregnant, and then she's taking care of Monica, taking care of her sister, and now she's just kind of like a slave and whatever, right? And then we got Q. We got Quincy, his dad is already set as a professional basketball player. So, of course, your son is already set up as that. Or because that's already the lifestyle, right? You have a dad that's already in the NBA. So you're already living that lifestyle. Which means this might not be like, even though Quincy wanted to be in the NBA, when Quincy left the NBA, I feel like he felt more in his purpose, because the whole point was to help Monica get to that, because that was Monica's dream and all odds was against her. And we learned that at the end of the relationship, after they got back together, Quincy went back to college. Monica got into the WNBA. They had a kid. Monica's playing, and guess what? He's holding the baby. These men, these kingdom spouses, are really learning that they're supposed to just be there to support their mate. A lot of these kingdom spouses is learning that your girl is the gift. You supposed to help and take care of her, because your girl, her life wasn't set up how your life was set up. Your girl's life wasn't easily set. Your girl's life, everybody betted against her. She didn't have the support from her family. She didn't have no friends support her. So these kingdom spouses are recognizing that they're supposed to be the one supporting their wife. And when these men get so carried away where they want to be in a fake competition with their wives, or they want to rush the process. Injury. So Quincy decided, after he broke up with Monica in college, they went through their shit. He said, I'm going to the league. Nobody wanted him to go to his league. His dad that was in the league said, don't do it yet. You're not ready yet. Monica didn't want him. Nobody told or encouraged him to go to the goddamn league. He decides to go and rush things to focus on himself, right? And go to the league. And guess what? Boom, injury. When God don't want you somewhere, he going to make it clear. That wasn't your assignment. Your assignment was supposed to be watering Monica, building y'all connection. This man started to get egotistical because he went through something in his life. He found out his daddy was cheating on his mama. It broke his heart. Again, men, here they go. They like little babies. Him knowing how serious basketball is for Monica and how things is not set up as easy as it was for him, he knew that she could not afford to not make the team or not play starting, or he knew this. But instead, he still wanted to be selfish because of the things that he was going through. He needed her to be there, and she could not fucking be there. Scratch that. She could have been there, but not in the way that he wanted her to be there. Because when he complained about, when she said she had to go in because it was curfew, if you guys remember this scene on the bleachers of Love and Basketball, she said, how about you come inside? Because she couldn't stay outside because it was curfew. So she said, how about you come in? And he said no. So she came with another option. But when you're stuck in your ego and you're feeling prideful, you make irrational decisions. And this guy decided that since she couldn't be there for them the way that he wanted her to specifically be there, he was going to break her heart and break it off. And he decided to rush into the league. And what happens? He gets injured. And of course, he meets someone on the way. Duh, he's in the league. When you're feeling good and you feel like you got everything, this is how a lot of your spouses, let's try to compare this to life right now. So Quincy, when he was in a league, that's kind of what your spouses is dealing with now. So you have your spouses that's saying like they're happy with their life. They're happy being alone. They having fun. They doing this. They doing that. This is them in their league season. This is a lot of them in their league season when they're feeling like they're above the world right now. They sitting on top of the clouds. Everything is working out how they wanted to work out because they decided to go a different route. Listen. All I know is I'm praying for a couple of these kingdom spouses. Because one thing I know for sure, humans are retarded. And they will wait till they on their deathbed to try to change some shit up. Or come to their senses. Or just sit there and think. Okay? Sometimes God got to sit us down in some of the most unfortunate ways for people to really realize what God was trying to show you all along. That man injured and tore his ACL, had to get out the league. Monica was still out working, doing what she was doing out in Spain. Basketball wasn't even feeling fun and exciting for her no more. Why? Because she ain't had the support from her man. She finds out he's engaged. She come to see him even though she been hurting this time. She been pushing forward. We know she been celibate. They made that known. She wasn't dealing with no guys or nothing while she was across country, whatever. She come visit him in the hospital. She finds out he's engaged. Her heart is broken. Because although they went through that big separation, he was always in her heart. She knew that that was her person. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. So now they get back. She know he's engaged. She going crazy. She can't even sleep. You know, when God got something that he need done, you can't sleep. She couldn't even sleep after her mama gave her that advice. She knew she had to go fight for that thing. And here she go again. Because listen, some of your spouses is not going to reach back out. Some of your spouses is going to feel like they did what they were supposed to do. They making the right choice. Because when he was engaged, he didn't think to like reach out or nothing. No, Monica kind of had to go chasing him and say, I'll play for your heart. And that's how they got the basketball game going. He didn't come back running to her. It's like God might use you for that last time to come clear and fight and show. Because sometimes men think time done passed, you don't really care about them. You don't really love them in that way no more. Right? They think, oh, it was 6 months ago, it was 5 months ago. She don't feel that way no more. So God might use you to still check in after that time, to still let them know, just to reassure them again. And that's kind of what happened. And then when he finally thought about it, Quincy, when he seen her crying, they played the game, he won or whatever, he was like, double or nothing. Because he knew that was his heart. But he also knew he had to stand on his own shit and make it seem like she had to really fight for it. So it's like the men are still holding on to this piece of an ego. They are. But at the end, you're going to realize that the separation actually brings you two together. Because there's some things that you two need to work on. You know, Monica needed to work on including her man and not just being about basketball. But when you're someone who got to get it out the mud, that's your fucking focus. Your focus is making it. Your focus is achieving your dreams, right? Your focus is, listen, God said I was going to do something, so I'm trying to do what God said I was going to do. But you got to learn how to incorporate other people. So she was all about ball when she should have been about ball and her man, which made him feel a bit neglected. Why? Because men are babies. And he felt a bit neglected. And because she couldn't be there for him the way that he wanted her to be there, the relationship got broken apart. But understand, love cannot be broken apart. True love can't be broken apart. The distance can't break it. Separation can't break it. A fiance can't break it. A new relationship. Nothing could break true love. So you guys being in this separation and, you know, what's going on within your, you know, union and stuff like that. Understand it's for a bigger purpose. And understand that nothing can break true love. So, yeah, nothing can break true love. Someone always comes to their senses sooner or later. So continue to, you know, focus on yourself like Monica was, you know, tending to what she doing. It's okay to miss this person. It's okay to think about this person. That's normal. But as long as you still moving forward and you doing what God needs you to do at this time, because if God doesn't need you to be sobbing and reaching out to this person and he needs you to pull away so this person can start to miss you and think about things, then you need to listen to that. Because again, men don't really realize what they have or what they love or what they miss until it's being missed. So you might feel like this is a lot being in separation, but this is actually helping you because your person is going to be able to realize that they actually do miss you. They're going to feel that void and they're going to be like, damn, I know what's missing. It's her. But you got to give people time to miss you. This is why separation is so important. Not even just in relationships. Sometimes God will have you separated from friends. People get too used to being around you, right? They start to take advantage of the things that you're giving them. God might have you step aside so now people can miss and see what you actually bring to the table. So this is kind of what's going on within your union. They're being reminded of what you can bring to the table, the peace that you bring, the love that you bring, the support that you bring, the optimism. Does that make sense? Because you're optimistic, something like that is what you bring, you know, excited about life. Some of y'all really be encouraging your partner and you give them a different sense of life because some of them is not happy no more. Like they don't have that like excited, like little kid mindset or eager, you know. Some people that went through so much shit, they not even excited. No hope. So, yeah, separation is actually the key. And it's going to bring y'all together. So, I don't know who this message is for. And this message kind of got a bit long. But I'll catch y'all in my next video. Bye.